𝐸𝐬𝐬𝐿 Pickleball has launched a whole new look to the raw carbon fiber Pursuit Pro series, and that's the Jesse Irvine model. They come in the MX, the MX 6.0, the EX, the EX 6.0, and I'll save you some time if you're wondering, the only difference in these paddles from that original series is the look. The Jesse Irvine models has the blue and the pink, and the old ones have that Arctic gold design, the black with the gold and the white. They're built the same, they play the same, just the colors and the look is the only thing that's different. And if you're not familiar with the Pursuit Pro series, I'll say this is not a bad thing. These paddles have been pretty popular since their release. The Pursuit Pro MX has actually been my go-to paddle since they came out with it. So I won't belabor the point and get crazy into details, but in case you're not familiar, I'll run through some facts, some specifications and whatnot. I'll get into the playability, make some recommendations, and if you like the review, please subscribe. It makes it so I can keep making content like this, and then you'll be the first to know about paddles that I review that come out and other stuff that I come up with. Here's some things I think you should know about the Pursuit Pro MX Jesse Irvine Edition. The MX comes in the elongated shape, which measures 16.5 by 7.5 inches. All the paddles in the Pro series are made of raw carbon fiber, but they are not thermoformed. 𝐸𝐬𝐬 seems to have found a way to create poppy, spinny paddles while taking the possibility of delamination off of the table. The Pursuit Pro MX in this review is the half-inch or roughly 13mm thick version. Comes in two weights, 7.9 to 8.3 ounces, and a lightweight version which is 7.5 to 7.8 ounces. The MX has the 5.75-inch elongated handle, and a feature unique to the MX specifically is the variable flex handle. And I don't know what all that entails as far as specific design differences, but the idea is that when you swing slow, the handle maintains its shape, and then as you swing faster and swing harder, it's supposed to have some bend and recoil to it, so it provides more of a whip type effect. 𝐸𝐬𝐬 is one of the few brands that I know of, if not the only one specifically that I know of, that covers all of their paddles for life. Meaning if you're the original purchaser and it's 20, 30, however many years from now, you have problems, they're going to continue to work with you to make it right and get paddles replaced or repaired or whatever needs to happen. These paddles have a sticker price of $260, but you can use the code 20Dustin and that'll bring it down 20%, a little bit closer to that $200 ballpark range. I also think it's worth noting that 𝐸𝐬𝐬 regularly has paddle sales. If you go to the 𝐸𝐬𝐬pickleball.com website, pull down the Pickleball tab, and click on the Sale subheading, you can get a look at what paddles are on sale at a given time, and that 20Dustin code will work to reduce all those a further 20% as well. The swing weight came back at 123, and the twist weight came back at 6.2, which both seem right around normal for what I'd expect for an elongated shaped paddle. If anything, the swing weight might be on the low end of normal, but not a ton to write home about here. In terms of playability, one of my two favorite features of this paddle is its spin. You can see the shape of the ball when I'm hitting the strive here on my ball tracking app, and that translated into some nice drives during gameplay as well. It was easy for me to see the shape of spin on the ball when I did forehand and backhand rolls at the net, and little flicks and speed ups have become some of my favorite shots to hit, especially when you couple it with the good pop that this paddle has. I've also noticed this impact my serves, the shape of which, even more so than power, have made them difficult to return, and I've found this to be true even in upper level games. My other favorite feature of this paddle is its great pop. There's nothing better than getting in a good hands battle or hitting a good counter with a paddle that has great pop. And the thing that I think they've done really well with this paddle is it's not too much. It's good pop, but it's not out of control. In terms of the variable flex handle, I'm really not sure if I feel the flex or not. I do know that I feel good leverage and whip when I swing the paddle, and it's got ample room for my two-handed backhand, which is really nice. In terms of control, this is where I'm grateful they didn't overdo it on the pop. I think good drops, good dinking is all within reason, and it still has that little zest of pop, and that enables me to have a good balance of aggressive dinks and hitting volleys without having to swing too hard. But certainly if I was to put it on a scale of power to control, it would lean more on the power and poppy side, so you're still subject to the same errors and same pop-ups you would if you didn't have good form with any other power paddle. But I feel like the balance of having that weapon in your toolbox versus still being able to dial it down and keep it in control was right about where I wanted my risk to reward to be with the playability on control versus power. So in summary, it hasn't been a huge secret. The Pursuit Pro MX has been my go-to paddle, and I like it because it's really poppy, I get good reach with it, and I don't feel like I'm losing control like I do with some other power paddles out there. But I will say, if you're the person who's looking for a control-specific paddle, you pop a lot of dinks up, you want something to really tone it down, and you're okay with sacrificing some pop and power, perhaps you should steer away from the Pursuit MX. Maybe you want a Pursuit MX 6.0 or an EX 6.0, the thicker 60mm versions, or a paddle that's just different entirely. Because these have decent pop. I really like the way that the pop feels, but even I sometimes pop up dinks and drops, and that's okay. It's kind of a double-edged sword there. But if you want a control-specific paddle, you might be the person who will not like the Pursuit Pro MX. Overall, I think this is a really top-tier paddle, and with a lifetime warranty, I mean, you replace one paddle and you will never take for granted a lifetime warranty again. You spend like $150, $200 on a paddle 2 times over, and you are gonna wish that you had a better warranty. Anyways, even with that aside, it's a great paddle, but with that I think it makes it even better. So let me know what you think. If you've had a chance to play with any of the paddles in this series, especially if you've had a chance to play with any of the Jesse Irvine models, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the new look, and I hope you enjoyed the review.